Good morning, guys. In the last class, we have understood what is our project requirement and what is the execution flow of our project. And we had some discussion related to doubts clarifications. And finally, we have identified database design for our project. What are the tables that we need to create? How many tables are required? What columns are required in the each table that we are able to identify that. Did you create entity classes and repository interfaces? So project creation is required. In that project, we need to create 4 entity classes and 4 repository interfaces. After that, I have asked you people to analyze the number of Java classes that are required for our application. Did you complete that analysis? Identified the classes that are required? Yeah, I'm giving another 5 minutes of time. All of you, anybody who has not completed, please try to do that now. I will call the names and I will check what is your analysis now. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. 4 entities. 3, maximum 3 is required. 3 required. Right. 3 required. Yep. All of you, identify what are the classes we need for this application. I will call the names randomly. You need to show me your classes details. What are the classes that you need to create to develop this requirement? What are the classes you need to develop this requirement? Online people also, please note down the class names that are required for this and send the class names list in the chat box. Offline people, write down the class names that are required in the notebook. What are the classes we need to develop this project? What are the classes we need to develop this project? I want you to identify that. I'm giving some time. I will call your names. You need to show me now itself what classes you will take to develop this project. Open your laptop, see the screens and write down the classes that are required. It's not like just writing class names. Open your screens, open your project, see the screens and write down the classes that are required for the project. I have already explained database analysis. Now we need to identify the classes that we need for this project. Open the screens, go through the screens and check it what classes we need to create for this project. Come on, make it fast. Just look at the screens and note down what classes are required to develop this project. Tables we have already identified. Online people, write down in the notepad so that you can send me in the chat. Offline students, write down on the book. I will see your book now. What is your analysis? You need to show me that. How many classes you will take to develop this project? How many classes we need to develop this project? Think with your brain and come up with the classes. I will explain the classes, but before my explanation, I want to see how you are analyzing the requirement. All of you, make it fast. Come on, guys, write it fast. Check the screens and write it. See the screens, analyze properly, then write down the classes that are required. Already tables I have given. Now, what Java classes we need to develop this project? Just I want the class names. No need to write the methods. Forget about the methods. Just to write down the classes that are required. Online students, do it. Write down in the notepad and send me. Raghavendra, completed. To me, come, bring. Your name? You, yeah. What is this? No. Hmm. Why separate service for that? How many controllers you are taking? Why 6 controllers? Why you need search request? Okay. Yeah, fine. Do you think that with these classes we can develop the project? Are you sure? No, not sufficient. You need to think more. Fourteen service IMPL classes. How many service classes? 2 to 3, 2 or 3? Why 4 runners? No, wrong है भाई. No, you need to do more. मैं देखता हूँ. entity classes है.
For creating this course, I have draw one more random map in my mind, but my view pages are doing with my controller services and repository. And what would be the dependency would be in my project? I'm taking validations also. So, and what are my view pages? Here, view pages, Java component else. I'm taking basically I'm dividing everything now. One money for all login related calls, one for all dashboard related calls. I'm taking two controllers. Login controller, dashboard controller, 4 entities, employee details, inquiries details, plus course details, status details. Binding, I'm taking 2 bindings, but I can take 3 bindings, but I don't need that. When login bindings to bind all login related data, dashboard binder to bind all dashboard related data. And service, I'm taking 2 services, implementation class. Employee service, and what are the methods should be there in employee service, and inquiry service, what are the methods should be there in inquiry service. I'm taking 3 repositories. Employee detail, as because I am mapping it with 1:many mapping, I won't create a repository for inquiry detail. I will only create a table for inquiries, employee service.
Then फिर login check कैसे करेगा आप?
Sir, easily. As because if I'm taking, I'm showing you my project, I have started it. I mean, if you do 1:many mapping, you can call the method inside the collections of it. And the repository is done. Okay. Utils, I have taken 2 classes, one to generate OTP, one to send mail. And I have taken service IMPL as because I created 2 service interfaces. I have taken 2 service IMPL runner. I am taking 1 data runner for courses and inquiry services.
That's fine. ठीक है.
For entity classes, for entity classes, for binding classes.
Login, registration, student form binding, view inquiries binding.
Student form binding classes, review inquiries form binding classes.
एक one class will sufficient here.
The survey one service classes, student service classes, and the user service classes.
Controllers,
Controllers
one controller.
Yes.
No, you need to make 2.
and one password generator classes and a email utility class.
ठीक है, सही है. हाँ, ओ अच्छा 3 होता है. Come on, make it fast, guys. Srivani, not done. Why? That was yesterday's task, not today's task. Yesterday I told you to analyze that. Now you are writing. This is wrong.
services.
This is also wrong. नहीं, आप और सोचना पड़ेगा आप. Rep- हाँ, चार सर्विसेज.
फिर कंट्रोलर में 3 ले रहा हूँ, एक में सिर्फ डैशबोर्ड और लोड पेज के लिए, और दो, एक व्यू के लिए, एक सेव के लिए, और 2 बाइंडिंग क्लासेस ले रहा हूँ, और रनर एक.
और थोड़ा चाहिए, सोचना पड़ेगा. हाँ, हो गया आपका. वेंकी, ए कंट्रोलर, एस कंट्रोलर, ए क्या भाई? नाम ऐसा नहीं लगाना है. फॉर्म बाइंडिंग डॉट जावा, कौन सा फॉर्म? ये गलत है. हाँ, ये भी गलत है. यू नीड टू थिंक मोर, और सोचना पड़ेगा. हम्म,
With load row, with service implement.
ఇంకా బెటర్ గా చేయాలి. Arige Tony, don't use underscore for the class names, mister. You need to change that underscore. हाँ, हाँ, ठीक है. Your name? प्रभाकर. इस सबको लोडर क्यों चाहिए भाई? क्यों लोड कर? एप्लीकेशन से लोड होता है ना. ओनली कोर्स लोड करना पड़ेगा, स्टेटस लोड करना पड़ेगा. यूजर डेटा, इंक्वायरी डेटा ऑटोमेटिकल एप्लीकेशन इंसर्ट करेगा. आप नहीं लोड करना. पेन दे दो. ये नहीं चाहिए, ये भी नहीं चाहिए. ये नहीं चाहिए, ये सही है. ये मिस हो गया, वो देखना. लेडीज, डन. क्लास नेम्स कहा भाई? वो ठीक है, सर्विसेज क्लास नेम्स. I want the names of the classes, not the count. Class names लिखना. Why these many controllers? Not required. Methods, that is fine. What is this? Only one service class? No, not good. प्रभाकर, आपका दोस्त कहाँ है? उस पेट्स ला कर घर चले गया। क्यों? बहुत दिन हो गया। क्लासेस नहीं कर रहे हो? ऑनलाइन कर रहा है। ठीक है। उसका नाम क्या है? सुभजीत। सुभजीत है ऑनलाइन पे? नहीं है वो। अभिजीत है, सुभजीत नहीं है। वो विश्वजीत कर रहा है, नहीं कर रहा? वो कहाँ है? वो भी नहीं कर रहा है। Girls, all of you, one by one, come and show me what is your analysis. Your name? Sureka, yeah. Show me your notebook. You have not done. Why? Yeah, show me whatever you have analyzed, just show me that. Where are you from? Huh? Where are you from? Native place? Karnataka. Where is your analysis? This is not correct. Do properly. Srivani. Why are you doing now? It is yesterday's task, right? What you have done yesterday? What you have done yesterday? Why are you doing it now in the class? I told you to do it yesterday itself. Then why you have not done? No, you have not done anything. Madam, your name? Sushma. Notebook, कहाँ है आपका notebook? Where are you from? Local. Why are you giving the name as controller.java? Which controller it is? We should not keep the predefined names like this. Your analysis is not correct. Your name? Yashashvi. Where is your analysis? You have taken only 4 classes. Where the remaining classes are there? What classes you need to develop this project? Where are those classes? Where are you from? Maharashtra. Where is your analysis? What classes you need to develop this project? These are entity classes which I have given 4 tables. Leave that. What about the remaining controller, services, bindings, utility classes? Why you have not done that analysis? मैं कब बोला था करने के लिए? कब का टास्क है वो? आज का टास्क है और कल का टास्क है? क्यों नहीं किया था आप? Do it. नहीं भाई, आप और थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा. हाँ, वो भी चाहिए, वो भी चाहिए. हाँ, फिर आपको डेटा कैसे मिलेगा ड्रॉप डाउन में दिखाने के लिए? ऐसा नहीं होता. हाँ. योर नेम? सॉरी, संध्या. And you are not coming to the classes regularly. कभी कभी आ रहे हैं आप. क्यों? Why you are not regular to the classes? You have taken only 4 entities. What about the remaining classes? Can you develop this project with only these classes? Then what about the remaining classes? Where is controller? Where is service? Where is utility? Where is form binding? You have taken just 4 classes. These are entities. What about the remaining? Why are you not coming to the classes regularly? Because weekly once or twice only you are coming. You went to home. फिर course कैसे करना? Where are you from? Karnataka. Your analysis is not correct. You need to do it more. Your name? No, nothing is there. You have taken only 4 classes. How many services are required? How many controllers are required? It is not there. Your analysis is not correct at all. Please think and try to write the classes. Do it fast. Your name? Roshni. Where are you from? Karnataka. Entity class, another entity class. Then where the remaining classes? What are the remaining classes you need? Can you develop the project with these classes? How many classes you have taken? Only 2 classes you have taken. We need around 15 plus classes. You have written only 2 classes. What about the remaining? Not able to understand the requirement? Problem क्या है? What is your problem? Analysis requirement में पता है ना? What screens that we need to develop? What classes we need to do that? You need to think more. Try to do it fast. हाँ. हाँ, everyone should come. Your name? Archana. Where are you from? Jagithyal, Karimnagar. Entity classes repository. Where is service class? How many service classes we need? How many service classes we need? How many controllers we need? How many utility classes? Your analysis is incomplete. What else do you need? Can we develop project with these classes? Then why are you not able to think? What classes we need for this project? Any questions on the requirement? Requirement ఏమైనా అర్థం కాలేదా? మరి ఇంకెందుకు రాయలేకపోతున్నారు? You understand the requirement, then why are you not able to identify the classes? What are required for this? Do and write that fast. Underscore mat lena class name pe, theek hai? And these many things are not required, buddy. These are not required. Controllers, ठीक है. ये तो ठीक है, हाँ. और थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा. Those many classes are not required there. Form binding. How many form bindings you need? How many forms are there? Then why you have not written that, na? Yeah, we can do that. If you don't want to get from the database, we can declare from that. Yeah. If you don't want to take it from the database, you can take as enum. But I want to get it from the database. Huh. If you hard code, it is not required. 3 entity classes of 4 tables we have now. 1 binding class. What is that binding class? Which class? Which form binding? Which form binding? Any form binding classes? ఒకటి సరిపోతుందా ఫామ్ బైండింగ్ కి? మరి ఒకటి ఎందుకు రాశారు ఇక్కడ? Incorrect. You need to think more. Control. No, wrong. Student enquiry data loader नहीं चाहिए, user data loader नहीं चाहिए, because that is a dynamic data. Service classes are correct. These are the form binding classes. ठीक है, 80% correct. और थोड़ा करना पड़ेगा. Your name. Sorry? So no. Login, registration, repository, service, login service, dashboard service, account controller, inquiry controller, login controller, email utility, entity request. What is entity request? Incorrect. ఇక్కడ కొన్ని మిస్ అయినాయి క్లాసెస్. ఈ కంట్రోలర్స్ కరెక్ట్ కాదు. 70% you're good. 30% you need to improve. %60 correct. हाँ, वो एंटिटी सही है. सर्विसेज कहाँ है? Why course controller? Why you need course controller? That is not required, no? Binding classes also not sufficient. Yeah, entity repository, that is fine. Binding classes are not sufficient. Your name? Ravali. Student repository service. Where is service class? Where is your form binding? అది entity separate కదా? Entity separate, form binding separate కదా? Form bindings correct గా లేవు. Form bindings. How many form bindings? Incomplete. एक क्यों है भाई? 60%. Only 2 binding classes. Not sufficient. Services. Login service, dashboard service. రెండు సర్వీసులు తీసుకున్నారు. What about registration, forgot password, unlock account? అవి మిస్ అయినాయి కదా? No. పేరు, name, రాజేశ్వరి. %40 correct. 40%. Your name? Sumitra. Where are you from? Orissa. Course student inquiry status. Interfaces. Controller. Database controller. Database controller matlab? What is the meaning of database controller? Why we need database controller? No. Where is your service? Where is your binding? Where is your service? Where is your controller? It is wrong. No analysis.
Loader classes.
Why 4 loader classes, buddy?
For every class,
No. Enquiries you will insert or team will insert? Why you will insert? Employee will insert the inquiry, right? That is dynamic data. Na? Whenever they will get a phone call, then only they will insert the data. Why you will load the data into inquiry table? That from application. Runner, why runner? Runner is not required for that.
for such request type.
What are those?
User
Not correct. Only 2 bindings you have taken. Incorrect. That is not sufficient. It will support. You need to keep it in the static folder. No. Guys, ladies, nobody completed proper analysis. Some people not able to do anything. Some people done 30%, 40%. Sonu has done at least 70%. Remaining people not done anything. Boys, Prasad, Naveen Zalra. Working, huh? Naveen. ఏం చేసావు బాబు? సర్వీసెస్ ఎన్ని? ఇంటర్ఫేస్ సర్వీస్ అని పెడతావా? దానికి నేమ్ ఏం లేదా? పేరు లేదా దానికి? ఏం పేరు అది? పేరేంటి దాని సర్వీస్ పేరేంటి? వాట్ ఈస్ ద నేమ్ ఫర్ దట్ సర్వీస్? వాట్ ఈస్ ద నేమ్ యు ఆర్ గివింగ్ ఫర్ ద సర్వీస్? Where are your binding classes? You don't want any binding class? అసలు binding class ఎందుకు? How many binding classes we need? Where are those? How many services you need? Your analysis is not at all good, man. This is not required, buddy. Why you need that? No, not complete. No, you need to do more. Yeah, guys, what you understand? What you understood? So now tell me, for a developer, what is the first thing that you need to learn as a developer? Analysis. Now, I have given the requirement 2 days back. I explained multiple times. I have given sample screens also, and I have asked you to analyze how many tables are required. Yesterday, 90% of the people, DB analysis is wrong. Today, 95% people, Java classes analysis is also wrong. From ladies, only 1% has done 70%. Remaining people, 10-20% only. And boys, I think Iqbal has done the analysis correctly. Remaining people? So from first row people has done at least 80 to 90% has done by first row people. What about the remaining people? What about the remaining people? Why are you not able to think, guys? Why are you not able to understand what classes we need to take to develop the project? I'm not asking you to complete the project. I'm asking to prepare a plan. What classes we need, that's it. What are the classes we need to create to develop this project? You are not able to imagine. You are not able to understand what is the requirement properly. How many classes we need for that, you are not able to think about that. When you are not able to understand how many classes are required, then how can you develop this project? How can you write the code? Can you construct a house without plan? If you construct without plan, what will happen? After half of construction completed, you will get confusion what to do. Your money will be wasted, your time will be wasted, your place will be wasted. First of all, planning is very important to start the work. You don't have that planning skill. You are not able to understand how many controllers we need to take. Everybody has written 4 entities, 4 repositories, because I have told that 4 tables are there. That part everybody has noted down. After that, nothing is there. Online students. Online people, some people send the response. Rohan send the response. Digambar Chavan send the response. Pavan Kumar. Tony send the response. Nazim send the response. Sumit Bandal, Lokesh, Pavan Kumar, Narayan, Ravi send the response. Nilesh sent it. Shahid sent that, and Abhijit Tiwari sent the response. Ram Mohan sent it. Nishant, Jagadish, Roshni, Ashutosh Kumar, Anshu Verma, Alok, Himanshu, or that's it. Maximum 10 to 15 people from online. Srinivas Dova sent the response now. 10 to 15 people. Aman Singh sent it. 10 to 15 people from online send the response. Diksha sent now. What about the remaining? There are 126 people in the online. Only 10 people send their analysis. What about the remaining 110 people? They are not doing anything. Just they are time passing, listening the class. That's it. I told more than 100 times. If you listen to the project class, you will not get anything. You have to think and you have to write it. First of all, you should do something, whether it is right or wrong. I will explain correct approach. Then you can compare. Some ladies not even done anything. Then how you will understand where is your mistake? How you people will understand where is your mistake if you don't do anything? If I directly explain, everything will be easy. Once you listen to the class, everything is easy. But when you try to do it on your own, n number of doubts, n number of problems. People are not able to think. Their brain is not working. Just they are coming to the class, sitting, and they are going for attendance purpose. That's it. Attendance is important or skill is important? Skill is important. You need to improve that skill. For everyone, Bhagavan has given same brain. Some people brains are working, some people brains are not working. You are not able to think. Your brains are not working. You are not using your brain. Do you think that for some people he has given big brain, some people he has given small brain? For everybody same brain. Some people are using that, some people are not using that. The people who are using the brain, they are able to do the analysis. People are not using, they are not able to do that. At least you should identify what classes we need for the project. Forget about methods and logic. Forget about the methods and logic. At least you should know what classes we need for the project. You are a Java developer. You are doing Java course from last 7-8 months. Almost more than half a year you spent for that. You are not able to identify the classes for the requirement. What you have learned, what is the use? How you will become a full stack developer? I told you in the company, people will complete this project in half day. Analysis, development, testing, deployment. Within 4 hours, they will complete everything. Within 24 hours, you are not able to plan it. Lot of difference will be there. Tomorrow when you go for a company, gems will be there in the company. All are intelligent people only. Company will take the people interview. If they crack the interview, then only they will get the job. In the company, dullers will not be available. Everybody will be like a gem. If they get the requirement, within 1 day, they will complete that. You need to compete with those people in the company tomorrow. If you take 24 hours to analyze the 4 screens, tomorrow how you will develop a big project, banking project in the company, insurance project in the company, e-commerce project in the company. You are not able to implement just a login registration functionality. I'm not at all happy, guys. I'm not at all happy with your analysis. I told you several times, if you are not understanding the requirement, please let me know. I will explain multiple times. I have given them, and you know something. In the banking company, they will not give these kind of screens because of security reasons. They will explain the requirement in the meeting. Document will not be available. In my project, no mock-up screen, no document for the requirement. Everything they will explain in the meeting. Whatever we listen in the meeting, we need to implement that. As it is a banking application, documents will not be available. FDD will not be available. Mock-up screens also will not be available. Orally, with the mouth, they will tell the requirement. We need to listen to that and we need to note down on the book and we need to implement that. In some projects, that is the situation. In some projects, they will give the screens like this. They will ask you to develop. If they give the screens, that is okay. But in most of the MNC company, the screens they will not provide. In the meeting, they will explain the requirement. Whatever you understood, you need to implement that. You need to maintain your notebook. Whatever they are telling, you have to note down. Then you have to implement that. You should be quick learner. You need to grab the things within first time itself. After giving the screens, after giving 48 hours of time, you are not able to analyze. 48 or 24? 48 hours. 2 days back, I have given the screens. Some ladies, they are just open notebook. Now they are writing in the class after calling them. Kya kiya tha kal? What you have done yesterday? Yesterday class, in the yesterday class, I told you, you have to complete by today. After coming to the class, they are writing down. You are just enjoying in the hostels. What is the use of joining for the project, guys? When you are not interested to do the things on your own, then what is the use of this project batch? What is the meaning of project, first of all? Can one person do the project? No. Can I complete all the projects in the class? It will take 1 to 2 years of time. You need to do 70%. I will tell you 30%. Then only you will become a developer. You are not doing 5% also. And everybody saying that we understand the requirement. When you understand the requirement, why are you not able to identify the classes? You got the requirement. You know what is Java. You know what is class, what is the method, what is the screen. Why are you not able to prepare a plan for that? Multiple times I told, this kind of project you will not get outside. No faculty will give you this much flexibility to do the projects. And no faculty is ready to take the project batches in the Amirpet because they know the pain of that. Developing project, that is easy for me, but that is not important in the course. I am developing the project. The most important part in the project is students are able to develop or not. The students who join for the project course, are they able to develop the project on their own? That is important part. That is the painful task for the faculty. As a faculty, I can complete the project within 4 hours or 5 hours of time. First, I can write the code. But what is the benefit you will get? What to do? What should I do now? You have screens very clearly. What classes we need to develop for that? What interfaces we need for that? What binding classes we need for them? How many controllers we need? How many services we need? How many utility classes we need? How many binding classes we need? How many entities? How many repositories you are not able to identify? Then if you are not able to do that identify, how can you say that requirement is clear for you? When you are not able to identify the classes required for the project, how can you say that the requirement is clear for you? You are not clear with the requirement. That's why you are not able to identify the classes. If requirement is clear, you should be able to identify. And the people are not doing the assignments on time, especially ladies. Yesterday I told you to do it. Now you are doing in the class. What you have done yesterday? Why you have not completed that? Time pass. Ana jana. That's it. Daily by telling these things repeatedly, I'm getting headache. Same thing I need to tell. Please do it. Please do it. It's like I'm not teaching. It is like I am begging. Please do it. Please do it. Please do it. Why are you doing this course? Who will get benefit with this course? If you improve your analysis, will I get any benefit? Am I going to get any benefit if you get the job? That is for you. Why are you not realizing that? Doing project is not easy. Yesterday, my previous batch students came, 2 people. Yesterday, they come and met me in the evening before our Spring Boot class. One person is getting 18 lakhs package, another person getting 25 lakhs package. They are my first batch students in the Ashok IT. Yesterday, they come and meet me. Their work from home is completed. Office calling them to come for the office. One person is from Orissa, another person from Bihar. Those 2 people came and yesterday they met me in the institute. They told me that they got the job. 18 lakhs package, 25 lakhs package, Java project batch students. They are telling that, sir, whatever we have learned, the analysis in the project batch, that is helping us a lot in our daily coding part. Every day we are getting a new requirement. Nobody helping us in the team. And we have done the work from the home from the last 1 year. Everything we have to do on our own. Our project batch helped a lot for us to do the analysis, to do the coding part. Yesterday evening I met them. Evening at 5 o'clock they came. One red t-shirt person, Motawala. There I met them. They are my first project batch students in the Ashok IT first project batch. In 2020 Corona batch. That too in the online they have done that course. That is JRTP 09. Why are you not realizing that, man? Initially they joined project in the other institute. After completion of the project, they realized that they did not learn anything. Then they came and joined in our JRTP. So you guys are not taking it seriously. मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ भाई? Now if I explain, you will note it down. That is not important. How much you are able to analyze, that is important part. And person to person analysis will be different. On this side, many people analysis is same. What does it mean? Copy paste. Analysis person to person will be changed. But everybody having the same analysis. That means they are copy pasting. You are cheating yourself. Now, see here. In this project, what are the classes that we need to create? As I already told yesterday, we need entity classes to communicate with the tables. So here, coming to entities, I'm going to take 4 entity classes here because 4 tables are available. What are the 4 tables we are taking here? First one is user details. This is used to store our user registration data, right? User registration details will be available in the user table. I will take user details entity.java. User details entity.java, right? Then next one, another table, student enquiries table is available. For that one entity, student enquiry entity.java. I'm giving the short name for that. Student enquiry entity.java, student details entity.java. And we have courses table, course entity.java. course entity.java, and another one inquiry status is available. To get the inquiry status from the database, inquiry status entity.java. Why I am giving the class name with entity? We can easily understand it is a entity class. So I need 4 entity classes here. One is user details entity.java, and another one is course student inquiry entity.java, course entity.java, and inquiry status entity.java. So as I have 4 tables, I'm going to take 4 entity classes. As we are having 4 entity classes, we need to create the repository. Here, let me take the repositories for that. So repositories. Now, user details entity is available. For that, I will take user details repository.java. Student inquiry entity is available. Student inquiry repository.java. Course entity is available. I will take a course repository.java. Inquiry status is available. Inquiry status repository.java. So here, as I have 4 tables, for every table, I'm taking one entity class, and for every table, I'm taking one repository interface. That is clear. After identifying our entity classes and repository interfaces, the next thing that we need to identify binding classes. The next thing we need to identify binding classes. Now, for every form, one binding class is required. Okay. So here, first we are having login form. We have a login form. Login form data, I want to bind to login form object. Okay, here I'm going to create my binding classes. Coming to the binding classes, I will take one class with a name called loginform.java. Loginform.java is used to bind login form data. Whenever you submit the login form, this form data will go to my binding class object. Binding class object will come to my controller. Now, similarly, we are having sign up page. We are having a registration page is available. Name, email, phone number is available. Okay. So here you can take sign up form.java. Login form.java is available. Sign up form.java is available. Login form data, I want to bind it to this binding class object. Sign up form data, I want to bind to this binding class object. And we are having forgot password. For the forgot password, only one field available. Do I need a binding object? Directly I can read the data in the query parameter. Directly we can read the data from the query parameter. As there is only one text field available in the forgot password form, separate binding class is not required for that. Okay. So here I'm taking login form.java and I'm taking sign up form.java. Once the user is signed up, he will get the mail to unlock the account. When you go to that form, temporary password, new password, confirm password will come. This is another form. I need to get unlock form.java. I need to write a class which is used to capture the data from the unlock form. These are the 3 pages that we can see before logging into the application. Login page is available, sign up page is available, unlock account page available, forgot password is available. Why I am not taking binding class for the forgot password? Only one field is available. For one field, do I need to create a class, or I can read from the query parameter? I can read from the query parameter. Right. Login form data will be binded to login form.java. Registration form data will be binded to sign up form.java. Unlock account form data will be binded to unlock form.java. For forgot password, binding class is not required. Once it is done, user can log in. Once the user is logged in, I'm displaying a dashboard. I'm displaying the dashboard. In the dashboard, I'm displaying some data. Total enquiries available, enrolled enquiries, and lost enquiries. Now here, I'm going to take one class called dashboard data.java. Dashboard data.java, or we can take it as a dashboard response.java. Anything is fine. That class is used to send the, that class is used to contain the, don't write it, listen. Close your book. I'm taking one class called dashboard response.java. The purpose of the dashboard response, once user login is a success, I want to send that logged in user performance report to the dashboard. So today I'm sending 3 fields data. Tomorrow it can be more than that. So that's why I'm taking one class which is used to send the response to the dashboard page. Dashboard response.java is available. Then after here, this person can add the inquiry. This person can add the inquiry. So here I'm going to take one more binding class, inquiry.java. Inquiry.java that is used to bind inquiry form data and view inquiries. Same form data can be displayed here. I can keep this as inquiry form.java. Right? These many binding classes we need in our project. Got it? Login form.java, sign up form.java, unlock form.java. And we are having a class called dashboard response.java. And I'm having a class called inquiry form.java. What is the purpose of inquiry form.java? It is used to take the inquiry form data and it is used to display inquiry data in the table as well. Okay, guys. And here I'm having course status mode. What is this? This is my filter, inquiry filter.java. I can take one more class here, inquiry filter.java. Inquiry filter.java. So here user can select this value, can select this value, can select this value. Whatever the value they selected, that the data should come to my inquiry filter.java. Inquiry filter.java will contain what is our search criteria. You can make this class as a inquiry search criteria.java. That is also fine. Inquiry search criteria.java. What is the meaning of search criteria? Whatever the filter you are selecting, filtered data will come to controller in the form of binding object. Right? So here you see what are the forms available. Login form is available. To map login form data, I'm taking login form.java. And I'm having sign up form. To map sign up form data, I'm taking sign up form.java. And to map unlock account data, I am creating one class called unlock account.java. Once it is done, user can log in. Once the user is logged in, his performance will be displayed here. So to send the performance report, I'm giving one class here, dashboard response.java. After login, after logged in into the application, that employee can add the inquiry. To capture the inquiry form data, I'm taking one class called inquiry form.java. After inquiry is added, they can go and view the inquiries. To display the inquiries, this is sufficient. This is sufficient. And here, search criteria is available. To take this criteria data, I'm taking one class called inquiry search criteria.java. These all are my binding classes. Total 6 binding classes I'm taking in the project. People has taken 1 binding or 2 binding classes. Login binding.java, sign up binding.java. What about the remaining forms in the project? Many people has done login.java, sign up.java. What about unlock account? What about dashboard? What about inquiry? What about inquiry search criteria? You are not able to analyze that. After seeing the screens also, you are not able to think. That is the problem. Anybody has identified all the binding classes like this? Yeah, apart from dashboard, that is fine. That is okay. Remaining. Login is one form. Registration is one form. Unlock account is one form. Inquiry is one form. At least you should identify 4 binding classes. Then you are able to follow the classes. Dashboard response, leave it. At least there is a login form binding, registration form, that binding, unlock account form, that binding, inquiry form, that binding. At your level, you should identify at least 4 binding classes. Then only I can say your brain is working. Then only I can say you are understanding the requirement. In the last project search criteria, I have taken a binding class. Why are you not able to take in this criteria? Same search criteria, right? This dashboard response, maybe this is extra. You may not be able to think it. I will explain that. What about the remaining 5 classes? There are 5 forms available. For every form, we need one class. How many times we discussed in the Spring Boot classes? For every form, one binding class is required. You know that what are the forms available, but you are not able to write the binding classes. What are you listening? What are you practicing? You clearly know that there are 5 forms available. For 5 forms, 5 binding classes are required. Many people has written 2 binding classes. Login binding, login form.java, sign up form.java. What about unlock account? Who will write that? How you will get the unlock account form data? How you will get inquiry form data? Where is your analysis? Right. Binding classes are completed. After binding classes, I need to go for my services. How many service classes we need and how many helper classes we need? Service classes. Here in this project mainly, I have clearly differentiated that mainly there are 2 types of functionalities are available. One is front office team functionality. Another one is student inquiry functionality. We need to create 2 service classes here. We need to create 2 service classes here. One service you can take it as user service.java. This user service will deal with login, registration, unlock account, forgot password. All these things comes under user service. Inquiry details will come here, inquiry service.java. Adding the inquiry, viewing the getting the inquiries, edit and update the inquiry. That functionality will go to inquiry service. User login, user registration, user forgot password can be implemented by using user service. 2 services we need to write it. Some people are writing service.java. What is service.java? Prasad, your service class does not have a name. So there are 2 different types of functionalities available. Some functionality related to user login, user registration, user forgot password. For that one service class. Second one is student inquiry management. Adding the inquiry, display the inquiry, edit the inquiry, update the inquiry. For inquiry related, I am taking one service class. And coming to helper classes. Helper classes, or we can say them as a utility classes. Right, here we need to generate password utility. Password not coming from the user. Password should be generated by our application. For that, I will take a class, password utils.java. And one more class, email sending is available, email utils.java. Those 2 are the helper classes to generate the random password, to send the password to the user in the email. Those are my helper classes. 2 service interfaces I am taking. For the service interfaces, 2 implementation classes will be available. 2 utility classes I am taking. One is password utility.java, another one is email utility.java. Then coming to controllers. In general, for one screen, one controller will be created in the real time when your project is big. When your project is big, for one screen, one controller will be created. Our project is big project or our project is small project? Very small project. We no need to create 8 controllers here. We no need to create 8 controller. Coming to the controller, I'm going to take 3 controllers here. I'm going to take 3 controllers here. One controller I'm taking as an index controller. It will be used to load our home page. That's it. Index controller.java, that is used to load only my home page. That's it. And for user related functionality, I'm taking one class with a name called user controller.java. For inquiry related functionality, I'm taking one class called inquiry controller.java. All the requests related to login, registration, forget password, unlock account will be taken care by user controller. That means module wise I am taking the controller. So here analysis 2 types we can do. If you take one controller for one page, that is also correct. That is also correct. In the real time, that will happen when our project is very big. Login controller, registration controller, unlock account controller, dashboard controller, add inquiry controller, view inquiry controller. If you take 6 controllers also, that is sufficient. That is fine. That is also correct analysis. But it depends upon the complexity of the project. Our project is not complex. It is just a very small project. Here, two major functionalities available. One is user registration, sign up, user related. Another one is inquiry related. Inquiry related functionalities I will implement in the inquiry controller. User related functionality I will implement in the user controller. For home page display, I am taking one controller called index controller.java. Total 3 controllers I am taking. If you take 6 controllers, that is also fine. That is also fine. This is the analysis. You guys are not able to write. I'm not asking you to write the complete coding. I'm just asking to identify the classes. You are not able to do that. Now you will feel, okay, that's it. It is easy now. But when you are trying to do, you are not able to get that idea. Lot of gap is there between your analysis and my analysis. Within 5 minutes, I'm able to complete what classes we need for this project. Coding is not difficult now. I know what are the classes required. Fatafat I will create, I will complete the code. 48 hours you have spent. You are not able to get this idea. And you guys want the job. To get the job, you know, in the companies, do you think that people will be like you? Do you think in the company people will be like you? In my project, my team members are there. 3 years experienced people. Any kind of requirement, within 1 or 2 days, they will complete. How much complex it is, within 2 days, they will complete the requirement. That much strong technical people will be there in the company, because companies will not take the scrap. Companies will conduct 4 to 5 rounds of interview. If you crack, then only they will take you. Now you imagine what kind of people will be there in the team. All are gems. All are gems in the company. Scrap will not be there in the company, especially in the development team. Within 1 week, they will identify your capability, whether you are doing correct coding or not. If you are not doing correct coding, fire. Because without proper development, functionality cannot work properly. Client business will not work properly. So development is very crucial for every project. Developer should be like a champs. Any kind of requirement, the best code we have to provide within 1 day or 2 days of time. Our code should not give any bug. Our code should work properly in any environment. Testers should struggle to find the bug in our code. Like that, we need to write the coding. You people are not able to understand the importance of that. Four tables, I'm taking 4 entities. 4 repositories I'm taking. I have several forms in my project. For every form, I'm taking one binding class. To display the response in the dashboard, one extra class I have taken. The remainings are direct forms. For every form, one binding is required. Services, user service.java, inquiry service.java. User service will contain user related functionality. Login, registration, unlock, forget password. Inquiry service, add inquiry, view inquiry, edit inquiry, update inquiry. Helper classes, password utils, email utils. Controllers, index controller for home page, user controller for user functionality, inquiry controller for inquiry functionality. That's it. What is the big deal? 3 classes, 2 classes, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2 will come here. Implementations, 9, 9 plus 6, 15, 15 plus 4, 15 plus 4, 19, 19 plus 4, 23 classes we need. 23 classes we need to create to develop this project. And pages, multiple pages will come. What are the pages I need to create for this project? View pages. First, I need to create index.html. That is my home page. And I need to create login.html, signup.html, unlock.html, forgot password.html, dashboard.html, add inquiry.html, add inquiry.html, view inquiries.html, view inquiry.html. Some error occurs. Yesterday we discussed exception handling, error page.html. When some error occur, we need to handle that error as well. When exception occur, it should go to exception page, error page.html. These are the pages: index, login, sign up, unlock, forgot password, dashboard, add inquiry, view inquiry, and error page. 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 3, 9. Total 9 presentation pages are available. Now you can score how much analysis you have done. You can give rating for yourself. How many marks you got in the analysis out of 100? Online students, you can correct yourself now. You can check it. How much analysis you have done for that. That's it. Nothing else. Only home page. So user related controller generally in the index pages, right? The data that is coming from the database. Here I have hard coded, but in the real time, these images, these banners will come from the database. Here I have hard coded, that's why no functionality for that. Yes. Dashboard response means whatever the response that is coming here, that data I will send. Suppose if I don't have the binding response class here, suppose in the dashboard, I want to display 10 fields here. Then model.add attribute, model.add attribute, 10 times you need to do that. If you set to the object, you can send the object to the UI. From the object, you can get the data. You got it? Whatever the response I want to display in the dashboard, suppose user login success. How many keys you need to send to the UI? See, suppose if I have 10 fields, how you will send the 10 keys? How many lines you need to write? Instead of that, I will set to one object I will send directly. You need to execute 3 queries. You need to get the data. You need to set to the dashboard response object. Response object you have to send. No. If you have only one value, you can do that. But I have 3 values. Sending 3 keys for the same page not recommended. App and good. When we are having the error pages, exception handling class also required. Under utility, or else we can create one class called app exception handler. App exception handler.java that is used to handle our exceptions. This is yesterday we discussed in the Spring Boot controller advice. One class is required to handle that exception. That also you can take as a utility class. Now note down. Note down fast. इंटरफेस है उसका इंप्लीमेंटेशन करना पड़ेगा. IMPL आता है. User service dot java and user service IMPL dot java. Forget password handling will be done by using user service and user controller. No need to separate. We'll come to that. Yeah, dashboard responds directly once you log in success. No, whenever you add the inquiry, you will be on the same page. When you click on home, another call will go to load the dashboard. Anshu Verma, edit enquiry not required. Whenever you click on edit view, click on edit, it will go to the same page where you are adding the student enquiry detail. It will come in the editable mode in the same page. You no need to create a separate page for that. When you click on edit, it will come to the same page where we are using the add enquiry. No need of separate page for that. And out of the box, one more class that is required, runner. I have seen people created 4 runner classes. Why you need 4 runners? Here we need the data only for the course and enquiry. That's it. Why you need to insert the data for enquiry and student? Not required. So runner, we can take only data loader. One runner is sufficient. Why you need to create 4 runners? Data loader.java. This is used to insert course names and enquiry status. That's it. Course names and enquiry status can be inserted in the backend, because when I'm trying to add the enquiry, I should get the course names data, enquiry status, class mode hard-coded value. With one runner, you can insert the data into 2 tables. One runner is sufficient. Many people created 4 runner classes, not required. Suppose if you want to insert the data directly in the backend, that runner is also not required. If you want to insert from the application, then only you need runner. If you want to insert from the database directly by writing an insert query, then this runner is not required. Now the real movie will start. Now we need to identify the methods. That is the most difficult part. How many methods we need to write? What parameters? What return types to implement that functionality? Now I'm dividing the functionality into 2 parts. First we will implement the user management. Then we will go for enquiry management. I want you to identify what methods are required for user service. What are the methods for login, registration, unlock account, forgot password? 4 functionalities we want to implement. In the repository, what are the find by methods are required? What custom queries are required? What methods are required in the service? I want you to identify those methods. Forget about the enquiry management. Enquiry management we will do later point of time. First we need to complete sign up, sign in, unlock account, forgot password. If we complete these 4 functionalities, then next we will go for enquiry. Add enquiry, view enquiry, edit enquiry, update enquiry. Got it? Yes. Now I want everybody to complete the project setup. Create the project and create all these classes. Create all the classes interfaces which are required, and try to write the methods which are required for user management. In the user management, what functionalities will come? Registration, unlock, login, and forgot password. This dashboard also you can leave it. That we can do later point of time. First of all, identify the methods for these functionalities. Once this module is completed, then we will go for the next module. So 2 modules are there. User management module available and enquiry management module available. First we will complete user management module, then we will go for enquiry management module. So this week, coming to upcoming week, in that week, we need to complete user management. Once it is done, then we will go for enquiry management. Are you clear? So what is your task for today? First to create the project and create all the packages which are required, and create the classes, interfaces, pages that we need for that. Okay. So create the project. And once the project is created, try to identify the methods that we need for that. For user management, what are the methods we need? I want you to do it. After class is completed, sit in the lab and try to do that. I have seen nobody has done the analysis yesterday. Everybody has done today in the class. I want to complete it today itself. I want to complete it today itself. Today in the evening when you are coming for the Spring Boot, I will check that whether your project is created or not. In the Eclipse, you need to create, in the IDE, you need to create the project with all the dependencies, and you need to create entities, repositories, bindings, services, helper classes, controller classes, and web pages also. Just to create the project skeleton, no need to write any logic for that. Create the packages, create the classes. Then start identifying the methods that we need for the user management module. So that is the task you need to do before 5 o'clock. Remember that. Fine. We'll see in the evening 5 o'clock class. Online people, you got the task right? You need to create the project skeleton, create all the classes and pages that are required. Then start identifying the methods that are required for user management. Thank you guys.